Welcome to this episode of the Federal's Worldly Wise program, where we discuss international news developments. In this segment, we just talk about the most natural thing today, which was the just concluded US presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and Vice President and Democratic Party candidate Kamala Harris. There are many things to talk about, but as an analyst based out of India, what is our top takeaway on the debate? What should it be? While the presidential debate is important for Americans, this particular one is of special significance for us Indians. We have Kamala Harris, a direct descendant of an Indian mother, at the center of attention. Though she is very much American in thoughts and deed, still, the fact that there is a person of Indian origin on the US and international stage debating key issues leading up to the November elections, well, there is an emotional connect. Before the debate, it had been natural for an Indian to want Harris to do well and come across better than former President Trump, an experienced debater who has gone through 6 such debates. So the question is, did Harris come across better? Yes, for the most part, Kamala Harris had her wits about her. She seemed a tad nervous when she started. She probably needed a drink of water, I thought. But soon she was in her elements. What Harris was able to put across was a clear vision of what she would do as president. Her focus was on middle and working class Americans. Harris clearly mentioned the tax her administration would levy on the rich and kickstart small and medium use businesses by funding startups, for instance, to around $50,000. She kept it cool for the most part, smiling and showing amusement whenever Trump said anything outlandish, which he did many a time. Broadly, Harris was comfortable when the questions were on internal US issues, but she appeared out of depth when it came to the Ukraine-Russia war and Afghanistan. So then, how about Trump? Trump was true to type. He seriously had no specific plans for his next term if elected president. Clearly, the former president did not have anything serious to attack Harris except on the immigration issue. Any question, be it related to the economy, future plans, past policies, his questionable conduct after losing the presidential elections, whatever it was, he would always bring in the point of how under Kamala Harris as vice president, under the Biden administration, she let in a humongous number of illegal immigrants into the US. Trump kept harping on this all the time. Where Trump managed to do better was on Biden's mishandling of Ukraine-Russia relations, which he said led to Putin's invasion. He was also on stable ground when he criticized the manner in which the Biden administration handled the withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan, considered very humiliating by many people around the world, particularly Americans. But what let Trump down was the inability to answer straight. His replies were peppered with hyperboles like greatest, worst, something he always does, but it did not come across very well. Among the most outlandish replies was the one on abortion. He brazenly accused Harris of supporting abortion in the 7th, 8th, and 9th month. Not just that, he went on to bizarrely claim that Harris even backed deciding on the fate of the child after it was born. I mean, clearly, he was not thinking anything, we as non-Americans and outsiders to the US should feel concerned about. Definitely, yes, the positions of the two candidates regarding the Ukraine-Russia war is worrisome. Trump keeps saying he will see to it that the war ends, even when he is president-elect. But there is no indication how he will do it, other than saying that he's friends with both Zelensky and Putin, and that they will listen to him. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, is strident in her support for Ukraine to the extent where she will do anything needed to ensure that Ukraine wins the war. If elected president, this is bound to exacerbate the situation and lead the world into a deeper crisis than it already is. On Israel's 10-month-long assault on Gaza, Harris says she wants an immediate ceasefire. At the same time, she is all for Israeli security and is clear that no one will be allowed to harm Israel. How will she ensure a ceasefire? That is not explicitly stated. Trump merely says he would have never allowed the October 7th Hamas attack to happen. Of course, it smacks of typical Trump bluster. But going forward, if he wins, it's only going to get worse. Trump has a track record of taking very pro-Israeli decisions during his first term that place the Palestinians at a disadvantage. There is no indication it will be different now. Harris comes across as more conciliatory, which is, of course, a silver lining. But Trump returning to power will mean more agony for the Palestinians. So, how do you think Americans will see this debate? Well, it's been on predictable lines. Trump did not say anything majorly new. He tried his best to avoid engaging on ticklish questions relating to the January 6th attack on Capitol Hill by his supporters and the variety of misdemeanor charges against him that US courts are hearing and have indicted him on. Trump was surprisingly subdued when it came to Harris's family antecedents. He had earlier mocked Harris for calling herself black, as according to him, she had earlier identified as Asian. But during the debate, he said it did not matter what she was. Harris, who has entered the presidential race by default after Biden's exit, tried and succeeded in putting her points across forcefully. By the time the debate ended, Harris reiterated her current positions on various issues that she has already made explicit at various public forums. Of course, she did find it difficult to tackle specific issues on which she has changed her position from the past, like on the issues of fracking, immigration, and Medicare. While hardcore Republicans may still prefer Trump and Democrats will go for Harris, the response of the swing voter is crucial. If such a voter is looking for a candidate with a clear-cut plan as president, the bet is on Kamala Harris. Trump came up short.